Hello everyone, welcome to BrainTech Analytics. In this tutorial, we are going to solve some basic MIS interview questions. So let's understand the questions first here. So my question is find the net income. Here you can see this one is my question 1 and this table consists of 4 columns where I need to find out the net income based on the total revenue and the total expense. So for that calculation, we can simply do subtraction so that we can get the output. So we start with equal, then click this cell reference minus this one. Press enter the rest and drag it to down so that we can get the rest of the answer. Similarly, move for the next question. Here I have a assumption table contains formula input, that is my commission rate is 0.05 and my question is find the earned commission. So here you can see I have total 54 number of data and I have this sales representative name as well as sales amount, and here I need to calculate the earned commission. So for that what we can do, here we do the here we are going to apply the absolute reference so that we get our output. So start with equal sign. As you all know, each and every formula is started with a equal sign. After that, click this cell into this one. But here you can observe whatever the data is over here should be a multiplication with this particular red cell. So here we need to make it constant or make it freeze so that it can't move from downwards as well as right side. So neither it will be able to download from downwards or neither it will be download to left side. Okay, so for that we need to make it freeze. So after that, applying here over, you can apply function f4 so that that particular cell, okay, that is c okay, that is b4 is going to be freeze or make constant, and press enter, then do double click. See, you get rest of the answer automatically. Suppose in the instead of 54 we have some large number of data set like 10,000, 8,000, as well as at that time also you can do double click so that you can get the rest of the answers. Now move to the question 3. Here it is simply asking for the multiplication of the table. Here this one is my column header and this one is my row header, and here I need to do the multiplication of each number with your each number present in the row header with the column header. So for that, here we are going to apply relative not, it's a kind of mixed reference we are going to use so that we can get our output. So for that, here we are writing equal, select this one into this cell. So here you can see whatever the data is present in the row header should be only present in the B1, okay, in the B column. But the row is moving from 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So we need to make it free the row section. It means we are going to make it constant the column section because all the data is present in the column part. That's why we are applying dollar symbol over here. Similarly for the C5, when we talk about, here you can see in the C section, let's see in the C5. So C5 is this one. So here whatever the data is present in the fifth number of row, here you can see. But the data is moving from C to D, D to E, so that we need to make it free all the column part and need to make it freeze the row part. Okay, all the column parts should be moved from right to right side, but the row part is not required to move the downside because whatever the data is present is only present in the fifth number of row. So that we are do one thing, we are doing applying dollar symbol before the row part. Next, then press enter, and here you can see that data we will get the exact output. So we hope you understood the first three questions perfectly. Now move on to the next question, which is question 4. So here you can see my first question is make transpose the assumption table. So you can find out the what was my present assumption table. This one. Okay, this one is my assumption table. So I need to make it transpose because my first question is asking me to make transpose the assumption table. So for assumption we are going to apply Control C, and here we are applying the shortcut so that we can uh, make transpose. So this one is Alt HVT. So you can see we get the transpose. So my first question is solved now, right? Now next question is do calculation the data table. This one is my data table, and using by using appropriate formulas. Okay. So here you can see this one is my sum. Here I am applying this sum. This one is the summation of January, February, and this one is my revenue data is present. Revenue amount is present. And here all the expenses are I need to calculate based on the assumption table, and I am applying the formula so that I get the output. So start with equal sign, and this one is the sum. This one is one type of little bit tricky one as compared to the first three questions. So you can see we are applying this cell, multiply with this one so that we can get the exact value or exact amount. Okay, but the question is where we need to make it freeze and where we need to make it free. So for the B4 you can see B4, so whatever the data is present in the B column, so that we need to make it B1 is make it freeze. But no need to freeze, no need to make constant for the 4. Okay, because 4 is row part, and you can see all the data is moving downside. So my data is present in the fourth cell. Okay, as well as in the fifth, as well as in sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth respectively. So I don't need to require to freeze the raw part. Now come to talk about the red part or red cell. You can see all the data is moving from move from right side. Okay, here you can see it's moved to right hand side. Okay, so that's why we need to make it free the column part so that it will easy to move from B to C as well as C to D as well as E, F, G, H simultaneously like that. Okay, so for that we are going to apply the so for that we are going to apply the 14, which is my row section, row part. Okay, row section, and you can see all the data is present in the row section, right? So for that what we can do, we are going to make it constant the row part. That's why we are applying dollar symbol. But the P part you can see B1 is this one. Okay, so we are no need to require to the make it constant for the B, because whatever the data is present should be uh, calculate perfectly, so that we are going to freeze the 14 part. Okay, which is row part, and we are not freezing the B1 because all the data is like January. It helped me to move the data from January to February, February March. It means it will move from 1000 to 1250, like 1250 to 1370, like that. Okay, so after that, this much if you can understand, after that you can do enter and you can get the first one. So whatever the benefit of using formula and function is, we need to calculate for the formula using formula function. We need to calculate for the single column or you can say the single cell, and rest of the things we are going to simply do it, drag it down or drag it out. You can get the rest of the answers like that. And my next one is I need to find out the total. So how can we find the total? We are simply applying the sum, applying summation formula, and selected the range. Then put the bracket close, press enter. So for this one, for this particular cell, I get the total, and after that if I do it, drag it down, you can see I get the rest of the calculation automatically. Now my total expense, I need to find out the total expense. So here you can see this one is my revenue and this one is my total expense. Okay, so total expense, how we can find? Doing addition of this one from 15 to 20, so we can get the total expenses. So again apply sum and select this the range. So my range is from this one to this one. Okay, then put close the bracket, put enter. So here you can did my revenue is 1000 but my total expense is 775. So for the rest you think you go for the drag it to uh, right side and you get the rest of the answers. Similarly for the net income you can simply minus, okay, simply do subtraction from the from revenue to total expense, so that my net income I will get. So for that here we are applying the subtraction. So do for the subtract, or you can don't count for the subtract, you can do it by equal this cell minus this one. Okay, so and press enter, you can see we get the answers. Now move on to the drag it to drag it to right side so that we can get the rest of the answer automatically. So by doing this type of calculation, okay, you can get the answer for the questions 4. And these are the very basics MIS questions which is rarely asked. Now question 5. So here this question is asked by a tricky method. Okay, you need to apply some time or to understand the concept. So my understand the first question first. Here you can see the question is create the formulas to complete the projected net income statement. Okay, and before you start creating formulas, analyze the setup and make adjustment if necessary to be efficient. So here you can see in the question I have the two table, and based on the two table I need to calculation in the green part. So here you can see here is my sales product name is example 1 2 3 and up to 11, and HLS you can find like this one also. So for this type of calculation, the reason behind the question in the question you can find before you start creating formula, analyze the setup and make adjustment if necessary to be efficient. So I need to understand, is that anything required to make any adjustment in the setup or in the question? So my answer should be yes, because whatever the data is present in the horizontal format. So if I do the calculation, then I get the answer up to the this part, and the answer also be in the wrong format if I go for, and for the rest of this one we are not able to get the answer. So that, and what we are requirement, each and every product should be multiplied with this one. Okay, so that my row wise and column wise all the data should be equal. So that what we can do for this setup, we are going to make it this one as a transpose, so that it will help us to do the calculation easily. So for that select the total table by applying Ctrl A, then put Ctrl C, and here we are going to apply in sequence of example 1. Here we can do go for Alt HVT. So here you can see my data is now transposed. Okay, and now it will help me to do the multiplication. Okay, from this with this one to with this one. So somehow I can get the answer now easily. So for that, as we see in our last questions, we are go for the solutions. Similarly, do the same solution in this particular table. So start with equal sign, and this one is my this one is one cell, and I do the multiply with this one. So here we need to think about where we need to make it freeze and where we need to make it free. So in the B6, let's talk about the B6. Whatever the data is present is in the row section. So I need to make it the row part is freeze, so that I can apply dollar before 6, so that it will help me, so that whatever the B part, okay, B part should be free, so that it will help me to move the right side from B to C, C to D, and D to E, L respectively. Okay, because all the data is present in the sequential in the horizontal format, or all the data is present in the sixth number row, and as the data is present in the 6 number row as well as all the column section, so that it required to move the data from the right side. It means B to C, C to D, D to E, like that. And similarly, if I talk about I7, then you can see my I row is completely free. I need to do because whatever the data is present in the I part, so I need to make it freeze and apply dollar symbol before and I need to make it free for this raw part. It means the 7 because so that it will be help me to move the data from 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, like that, so that I can get the exact output. Now do press enter and see what the answers we should get after doing drag it to down. See, we get all the answer because we do calculation for a single cell and rest of the cells we are getting output automatically. So this is the benefit of using formula and functions. Now we are getting the total x. So summation, we do the summation of this part so that we can get the total. So writing equal to sum, then pressing tab and select this range, then close the bracket. See, we get the output and we get the total. Drag it to right side so that we can get the output for the rest of the calculation. Now the net income, it is asking for the net income as we previously do the find out the net income as the same process we do by the subtraction. So I start with equal sign. This one is my sales value minus this one is my total amount, which is this one. Then press enter. So you can see my income is 18. Sorry, my income is 13. Now move it to right side so that we can get the rest of the answer. So somehow in the interviews the question should be in a tricky format, so you need to analyze it perfectly and you need to think about that because you should be in the creative mind to solve this type of problems. And as this one is the basic question, so each and everyone should be need to do more focus so that in the advanced level when we are going to capture, it will help you to understand perfectly. So I hope you understand the calculation and you get the solution perfectly. So as well as you can see, we get the answer for the question 1, question 2, question 3 as well, similarly question 4 and question 5. So I request you, if you didn't understood anywhere else, so repeatedly watching this one so that your concept will be clear. So see you in the next video.